What is going on, people of YouTube and beyond? This is Conbro Chill, coming to you guys with another video. Long time no see, I know. Alright, we've got new stuff to talk about today. We're talking about Counter-Strike Global Offensive, CSGO. Everybody's been watching CSGO, everybody's been playing CSGO. It is new, it is fun. If you don't like Counter-Strike, why? That's the only question I have. Why? Is it because you're not any good? I'm not any good. I absolutely suck. I'm a Gold Nova 3. I just got there. I have like 250 hours, like 101 competitive wins, and I am no good. I'm no good at the game, but it is so much fun. So, what I'm here to talk about is a little bit of info about Counter-Strike for anybody who hasn't played it, anybody who doesn't know anything about it, and then offer some opinions versus Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, where they're headed, because Counter-Strike is becoming big in the US. Counter-Strike is the Call of Duty of Europe. All the French teams and the Swedish teams, like Fnatic and NIP, all those teams are European, and they're all just domination, and any one of our American pro teams would get absolutely crushed by them. Same way with Call of Duty. When you go to places like COD Champs, you see teams like Optic Gaming and teams like Denial and FaZe taking out teams over there, like a lot of the French teams and some of the British teams. They're still good. Same with our American CS:GO teams, but they just can't compete. So what's happening? A lot of people are saying, oh, Call of Duty is becoming bigger in Europe and Counter-Strike is fading away. No. At the opposite of what's happening. Counter-Strike's growing in America and Call of Duty's fading over there because CSGO is already so big. So in my opinion, CSGO is going to eventually become bigger than Call of Duty. It will never outplay it in terms of like game sales because Counter-Strike only has like one game. Call of Duty releases one every single year. So they'll always have more money and more money and more money. They'll just keep putting it out and putting it out, putting it out. So for anybody who does not know what Counter-Strike is, we're going to get into that right now. Counter-Strike is first-person game. There's only 4 scope guns in the game, as opposed to Call of Duty, where every single gun you can ADS or aim down sights. There's only 4 guns, 2 of them being sniper rifles, 2 of them being assault rifles. So the game is a game of strategy, gun skill, and angles. Let's start with strategy. Strategy, you have to have one. Every round, every single round, because every game is played. It's a best of 30 versus 16 rounds. It's search and destroy from Call of Duty, if you didn't know that. It's just 5-on-5, search and destroy. So, you go at it, and if you do not have a strategy, you will most likely lose. Unless you were just way better than the other team. If you're if your whole team is like MG2, and you're playing against a bunch of Silver Elite Masters, you'll win without a problem, and it won't be anything. But if you're playing against other MGEs, or maybe other MG2s, you don't have strategy, you'll probably get your ass kicked. So, strategy. Every single round, you must make a new one. People say Call of Duty doesn't have any strategy. Well, that is a lie, because I've been watching competitive Call of Duty for 2 to 3 years now, and I see strategy all the time. You see overextensions, you see strategic pushes and wraparounds, you see strategic flag pulls based on spawn, you see all this stuff. You see the ball being thrown out of the map in order to reset it to try to play the spawn. All this stuff's happening. CSGO is different though because it's only one life. So it's all about callouts. Callouts are big, and that's all about positioning. So next thing we're going to get into is gun skill. Gun skill is very difficult to learn. You will never pick up CSGO within a week and be godlike at it. Call of Duty has sort of catered to bad players because with the introduction of all these variant weapons, all these BALs and ASM-1s, which are just god-tiered, like the Speakeasy and the Inferno and the Obsidian Steed, you can just melt people without even a problem. Even if you get like 1 or 2 shots in, it's like if you get 1 or 2 shots in them, they're gonna die. In CS:GO, if you can't miss. I miss all the time because I suck a lot, but it's fun. So, most lethal weapon in the game is easily the AWP sniper rifle. When hit to the head, it's like 448 damage, which is killed 4 people right there, pretty much in 1 shot. But one of the best guns, and one of the best and most lethal and most popular, AK-47. It's a 1 shot to the head, unlike Call of Duty, where somebody can take 3 shots to the head and they won't die. Because you'll sit there, bap, 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 and then you're like, what the heck? And they'll turn on you and they'll like punch you or something, and you're dead, and you're like, what the fuck? So, CSGO, you one-tap somebody, you're like, fuck yeah, I got his ass. So, that's where that comes in, gun skill. You gotta learn it, you gotta learn spray control, you gotta be able to like pinpoint where the spray is going, follow it, and all that stuff. And you gotta be able to learn like how to shoot based on range, which guns have which range, which is pretty obvious, like pistols shorter, SMGs a little bit longer, rifles way longer, all that stuff. But some SMGs can get good range, some pistols can get really good range, but some do not. It varies. And then, last thing I talked about was angles. The game is made of angles because in Call of Duty, you get like 1 or 2 grenades and smokes. They respawn every time. You just get to keep shooting them, blah, 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 blah. Stuns them for like a second. The smokes and grenades and flashbangs in CSGO are vital. If you can't throw a good smoke, if you don't know how to flash well, if you don't know nade placements, you will be screwed. So, smokes, you can smoke off an entire area. It's not like Call of Duty where you throw a smoke and it's there for about maybe like 9 seconds and then it's gone. It only covers a tiny little area. No, it covers a whole giant ass area for a long time, forces a team to either rotate all the way around that smoke, or if they push through it, they're dead, unless you just forget about it. But then you have flashbangs. Flashbangs, you can't see shit. You can't hear shit. And it's fantastic. So, you throw it out, you bounce it off walls and stuff, which is where I said the angles come in. Because you can bounce it strategically based on where they are, and if you want to flash them, and like unlike Call of Duty, where you can look directly at a flashbang that is thrown at you, or that you throw, and you're fine. But in CSGO, you throw it, and if you're looking right at it, you can't see anything. That's how it works in real life, and that's how it works in CSGO. So, that's cool to me. That's really cool to me. That's why Counter-Strike is so just inviting. It's so inviting. People are like, oh my god, no. Counter-Strike, no. Why? Call of Duty, fun, new, exciting, jumping all over the place. When Counter-Strike's just running on the ground, graphics aren't even that good. But it's fun. It's addicting. It's expensive. Because Call of Duty is now becoming a money whore where they're just adding new shit every week and these silly little like advanced super supply drop thingies, and then people are going and buying them and spending $400 like fucking T Martin and shit. It's just like, and he's like, oh, it's not a pay to win. Fuck you, it is. You got these kids who can't like, who can probably buy like 1 or 2 of them, and you buy like fucking 400 of them, and you say it's not a pay to win. I mean, yeah, you don't guarantee that you can get that, but out of 400 of those fucking crate things, if you can't get one of them, you suck. That's just kind of like a thing. In CSGO, you can't guarantee you'll get good stuff. And they have like crates that you can open, technically called cases, and you have a better chance of getting the worst weapons and a higher chance and a less chance of getting the really good weapons. So, that's going to kind of start to wrap it up, I guess. So, yeah, this has been Con, bro, chill, meow. Talking about CSGO, talking about Advanced Warfare. We'll see you guys sometime in the near future. Peace.